This is NewHampshireCrossCountry.com, powered by Runner's Alley, coming at you from the 2019 Black Bear Invitational. This year's Meet Hub is brought to you by Foss Running Camp. Today I'm joined with Jim McKenzie, and we'll have a few other special guests coming through as well. But Jim, start us off with who we have looking at for top individual girls.
Well, top individual girl will be from Champlain Valley, Alice Larson. She's a really, just outstanding runner. Last week, Champlain Valley actually got upset, and so they're looking to bring this back.
Yeah, you mentioned her. She got second last year in 1910, so she's going to look to improve on that time.
Your teammate Alicia Verano is one of the top runners. We got Phillips Exeter's Gina Pisano and Sophie Cohen, Kearsage's New England champion Maya Doobie from the mile. Addison Cox making a big debut today. Morgan Orcutt helped openly make her bounce back. Last week didn't have a very good race. Carly Rinko, one of the top runners last week, she'll make her presence known.
Yeah, all right. So if we look at girls team that won it last year would be Champlain Valley. So they're one of the favorites again. Last year they got 92 points. Other top teams to watch: Phillips Exeter, who had a strong showing at Bobcat earlier. Again, they're unranked because not a public school in New Hampshire. But now we get to look at the ranked teams in New Hampshire. We've got 4 of the top 10 for girls here. Bedford at number 6, Co-Brown at number 7, Concord at 8, and Kearsarge at 10. But I do expect Co-Brown might move up a little bit because they do have, like you said, Addison Cox back, who is their #1 runner.
Yeah, she must be excited. Some of the other girls I want to mention is Winniconnett's McKenna Whalen, Oyster River's Lily Doody, and Hanover's Christine Ammon.
Yeah, it should make for a pretty fun race. I know last year Kearsarge, Maya Doobie was the only one in that top 100 of girls, but their team is making a statement this year, so they're definitely an up-and-coming team.
Yeah, they got the Bear girls on their team too, and they're both really good.
Yeah, so should be some good racing. Again, last year's winner was Sophie Reynolds of MV, who's not here today. She won it in 18:49, which is about a 6:04 pace.
Right. Perfect conditions right now.
Yeah.
It's not as hot as they said it was going to be, at least right at this moment.
No, it's comfortable. Sun's a little bit warm, but more than half of the course, I'd say, has got some shade on it. So it should make for some comfortable racing for the girls.
Yeah.
One of the people joining us today, currently on loan from UNH, we've got Forrest with us.
Yep.
Forrest, welcome.
Thank you.
How does it feel not having to do this race, do this course?
It feels nice, honestly, to be able to be here and watch it instead of having the nerves at the line is actually a pretty good feeling.
So tell us what's going through your head at the line.
At the line of this race is definitely get out hard, because it funnels in pretty solidly downhill, so you don't want to be in the back of the pack trying to work your way up while you're going downhill, because everybody's pretty much going fast. So if you can be out there and get to where it bottlenecks in a good position, that's probably the best idea. That's usually what I'm thinking about right about now.
Yeah. Looks like our starter for today, Bob Giardi, is giving some final instructions to each of the team walking down that line.
It's a big field right here today. Like you say, it funnels in really tight. So I think you really got to get out.
You have to. The downhills right off the bat is, if you're not out, that's a really important
What
part.
makes it tough too is anybody can run downhill fast. So
yeah.
So you got to get out.
You gotta.
So even kids that aren't really that fast, they get out there.
It's always a fast start, and then it really funnels in.
Yeah, this course is pretty much maxed out in terms of the runners on it, especially during those JV races like we saw.
One thing about this course, though, it's good footing all the way around.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part of the course, Forrest?
Single track.
Single track?
No doubt about it.
Yeah. I always feel fast going through that, even though I'm never am.
All right, here we go. Flags up. Go! NewHampshireCrossCountry.com is the best!
And they're off, your 2019 girls varsity race at the Black Bear Invitational.
Looks like Champlain Valley, Hanover and Concord right out. Hanover right out in front. Carly Rinko right there.
All right, we'll go check them out later in the race.
Jacob, suck it up. Get over it.
It looks like we can see our top group now.
I was like, you guys get together and I'll
All I see is a sea of red. Champlain Valley, Co-Brown.
That is Champlain Valley in front, no surprise there.
Addison Cox, Kylie Rinko, Morgan Orcott. Maya Doobie a little bit back, but I'm sure she'll get her way right in there.
I'm sure that was Alice Larson up front for CV.
Lily
This is
Doody.
actually more spread out than I thought it would be at this point. Stringing out early.
Right now, it seems to be a battle between Champlain Valley, Cole Brown, and Concord.
Concord looked like they had a good grouping up there.
Yeah, they really did.
Of course, today, Black Bear, what they do is they take 9 varsity runners. So you've got your 9 running instead of 7. Allows the coaches to kind of feel it out a little bit in terms of depth. Great point in the season to kind of get that feel for it as well.
Yeah, a big part of this race is now that they've established position right now, they got to hit the downhill hard for the mile and the uphill. They got to really be thinking about where they're going to be for that.
Yeah, the first mile of this course is downhill predominantly, so you really have to take advantage of that going out, but you also can't go out too strong. You can't let it kind of suck you in.
Yeah, like we said earlier, anybody can go downhill. It's how you can relay off that, hit the flats, and go uphill.
Yep. All right, let's see what Davio has for us at the mile.
All right, we are at the 1 mile mark of the girls varsity race. Champlain Valley, Allie Larson in first. A lot of individuals in this race. There's Champlain Valley's second, Co-Brown second, Champlain Valley's third. So Champlain Valley, as expected, out in front.
Co-Brown's third.
It's like Oyster River's first. Big Concord pack.
Co-Brown's fifth.
That's 5 for Concord.
Champlain Valley's fifth.
Pretty strung out at this point early on in the mile. It's not really packed up. But Champlain Valley looks like to be in the lead. Although Concord looks very good as well. They have a nice pack of 4 runners running together towards the front. So we'll see if they can overcome the pretty low numbers of Champlain Valley's first 2 or 3 runners. And then obviously Phillips Exeter as well towards the front. But yeah, Concord ranked number 6 running up towards the front with Champlain Valley, Co-Brown, New Hampshire's number 1, and Phillips Exeter. So they look very good. We'll see if they hold it over the next mile. But these front runners went out pretty quick.
7:16.
Seeing as it got pretty strung out over the first mile. Especially because the first mile on this course is like net downhill, so usually it stays pretty tight.
Nice job, Ella. 7:30.
But we'll see what happens over the next mile. Got a big hilly second mile coming up, so it should break up even more.
See a pace cart, and that is, I think, Alice Larson out in front from Champlain Valley. Addison Cox in second, Morgan in third.
Kylie Rinko. Maya Doobie's got the eye on him, got the bead on him.
Champlain Valley second.
And third.
Cole Brown second. Coming into view.
Then a group of Concord comes up.
Concord's got 4, 2, 3, 4.
Champlain's fourth is in there too.
There's Concord's 4. Cole Brown's got 4. Concord's got 5 right there. So anybody's race
Brown
right
too.
now. Still
There's-
early.
There's Champlain Valley's fifth.
And Co-Brown's fifth.
It is a tight race.
So
right now.
those 3 teams got to be the teams to watch
I
right
guess
now.
so.
It's
Bedford's group right here.
Bedford's group, they're a little bit back, but they come on strong usually in the second half.
it's tough to do on this course, but if they can, they'll definitely make some moves up.
A lot of racing left.
Maya Doobie looked like she was about ready to make a move on the next pass.
She definitely looked calculated with it. She's done this before again. Last year she got third here. She knows how to run this course. Same thing can be said about Addison Cox, this being her home course. Same thing again with Larson up front, because again, she had success last year.
Yeah, sometimes it's nice to just chill up these hills, have your legs under you for the last 2 miles and really hit it hard. Because none of those gaps, even to the top girl, she did have a sizable gap over second and third, but it's still a gap that can be made up with good hard work in the last 2 miles.
I would much rather have my eyes on someone in front of me.
Definitely.
Rather than
Be the hunter than the hunted.
Especially on this course.
All right, let's go take a look at how we're doing up at Grand Junction. We have our pace cart coming around the corner now, piloted by Tom Tangway. He's just a man of many talents. And in first, we still have
Larson. Gap's opened up.
yeah, we're looking at 20-30 meters.
Maya Doobie, here she comes. Carly Rinko.
Yeah, Doobie made that move back there.
Morgan Orcott.
Doobie looks good.
Addison Clark. Champlain Valley second. Champlain Valley's third.
Champlain Valley's definitely got it right now. We got to see where that back half is. Champlain Valley's fourth right there.
That's gonna be tough then. We got another for Concord.
Yep. Concord second.
Two. Concord three's coming into sight. Concord four's coming into sight.
Exeter's got a couple right
Come on,
there.
Sophie!
Cole Brown. Champlain Valley's fifth. A little bit back there. There's Cole Brown's.
Third and fourth.
And Concord's.
Concord's fourth. Concord's fifth.
But I think, all right, so here's Champlain Valley's fifth. I think right now their 1 through 4 is so far up there that it doesn't even matter.
They
Cole
should,
Brown's fifth right there.
but that's Cole Brown 6, I believe.
Sixth.
Yeah, so Champlain Valley does have to make some moves though, because I wouldn't feel comfortable with that.
Bedford's dug himself too big a hole.
There's Champlain Valley's back half. So if Champlain Valley can tighten up the 4 and 5, then that's game over. What'd be interesting to see if Maya Doobie can close that gap. She looks great, she's coming in.
I hope she does. I'd like to see a great kick.
But that gap is pretty large. It's definitely bigger.
She's got that one downhill still, right by the 2 mile that she could use to make a move a little bit.
Absolutely possible. Absolutely.
Call your teammates, Mary. They're right around the corner.
With that, I guess we're gonna have to check out how things are going down at the 2 mile.
All right, we're now at the 2 mile. That's 12:17 for Champlain Valley's top girl. Be Larson of Champlain Valley.
Maya Doobie of Kearsarge.
That's Carly Rinko of Bedford. Morgan Orcutt of Concord. Champlain Valley's second. That's Alicia Verano.
Addison Cox, Cole Brown.
Champlain Valley's third. So you got 3 in the top 5, 6. And there's their fourth. So they are well in control of this race. That's Concord's second.
Cole Brown second coming.
And looks like Phillips Exeter's 1-2.
And Concord's third.
Nice job. Smell, you're dead of the pack.
Oyster River's first.
Nice job, Oyster River.
Cole Brown's third and fourth.
So that's 4 for Coe-Brown, 4 for Champlain Valley. I think that's 4 for Concord.
And Concord's fifth coming.
So Champlain Valley looks to be pretty well in front of this race. Then maybe Coe-Brown, and then
Cole Brown's fifth.
Concord doing pretty well.
Bedford with the pack of 3.
Yeah, that'll be some good numbers for them. Although we've also seen a lot more Champlain Valley runners come through that will not score but will displace points for all the other schools. So that should give them a pretty good gap. Also a lot of Phillips Exeter girls through already. So they should be up towards the front for team scores. Although the individual race is not out of hand. Champlain Valley had decent lead, maybe 10-15 meters, but nothing unattainable, because there were 3 or 4 girls pretty tight together that could catch her. So still basically the biggest hill on the course coming up right after this 2 mile.
We'll see who comes out.
And then a single track section before heading out onto a pretty flat 3rd mile before the finish. So Still a lot can happen. Plenty of time in this race.
Nice job. Once you come up over here, you use the downhill.
So we'll see what happens. Right, Jamie?
We're in the single track right here. About 800 to go. This is Champlain Valley's Alice Larson leading the way. She's got a sizable gap. Coming into view now is Maya Doobie from Kearsarge. She looks real smooth. Then we got Bedford's Carly Rinko.
That's it, Carly.
Third place.
Good job.
You're so close.
Here's Champlain Valley second. Alicia Verona right there. Here's Morgan Orcutt. Rounding up the top 5. Champlain Valley's third coming into view.
Madison. You're Champaign Valley.
Winnicott. Here's Addison Cox, season opener. Cole Brown's number 1. Concord second. Here's Champlain Valley's 4th. So right now the big thing is going to be if Champlain Valley can have their 5th man, 5th woman in this case, close enough to where it doesn't matter how the other teams stack it in. But I think it's going to be a pretty tight battle between Cole Brown and Concord. As he gets top New Hampshire team. Mr. River Phillips actually just went by. Freshman Sophia Hopkins, Concord, Deerfield girl. Here's Cole Brown.
We need white shorts, Shelby. We got New York.
Cole Brown Concord. Who's going to win it?
Taylor, good job. Mallory, white shorts. Mallory, white shorts right now. Swing those arms and get going right now.
Kearsarge looking good. Concord again. And right there's Champlain Valley's fifth girl right there.
Come on, Amelia, send it.
So I think it will be enough, but she still has to finish this race.
Good job, Lexi. Good job, Lexi.
Champlain Valley 6 right there.
Tess, come on. Tess, we need you. Right here, push.
Come on, Jamie.
Group of Bedford girls.
That's it, girls. 800 to go. 800,
It's gotta be tight, but our top 3 has got to be Champlain Valley, Cole Brown, and Concord. Tight battle for the top team.
Let's go, Abby.
Come on, Sarah.
Abby, come on. I know it hurts. Let's go.
Oh, that's a good second mile you had. Great second mile.
This part, I've run this course. This part's definitely
Keep pushing.
my favorite, at least, and I know that the consensus among the runners who've run this, that this is the best part. It's a single track. Just whip through it. It's like mountain biking,
You got this, girl.
but on your feet.
Keep pushing.
So you don't get to fall.
Pushing, kid. You got a good
I
race.
usually fall.
800. You can do it. Don't let her out of your sight.
Great group.
Go, Marina.
Come on, Holly.
Everybody can get less than a half mile.
All right, we're gonna take it down to the finish to see how this thing ends.
Let's go. Holly, close the gap. You got this, girl. Here we go.
And here she is, our leader. Coming onto the track, it's 19:02 now. Again, this is Alice Larson of Champlain Valley.
She looks really strong.
Last
No one in
year,
sight.
last year's number 2, coming back to win it this year.
Maya Doobie, second place.
Valley first across the line in the girls' varsity race.
Nice job. Oh, 1918.
So as you said, Maya Doobie closing in now. Kearsarge first.
Alicia Verno, Champlain Valley.
Oh, it's Verino. Alicia Verino took that. Apologize about that.
Wow.
Kearsarge second across the line.
Kylie Rinko trying to hold on for third. So Champlain Valley's got 2 wins.
Champlain Valley.
Morgan Orcutt gonna take a top 5 finish here. Good bounce back after last week's good run.
So far we've seen 2 for Champlain Valley. This is Cole Brown's
Kenna
first.
Whalen, Winnicott.
Champlain Valley 3 and 4 right there. And those are all low numbers.
Very low. Concord's got 2 in. So it'll be a battle for second place.
Yeah, right now you have to imagine, unless that Champlain Valley girl, that 5th, totally dropped off, they should have it with those low numbers. I think all under the top 10. Salem coming in, Phillips Exeter,
Lily Duty.
Oyster River, Co-Brown second. Phillips Exeter again, I think that's either 2 or 3.
That's 3 for Phillips Exeter. Comes Concord's 3. Every point counts. You want that.
Co-Brown's third.
Co-Brown's 4th also. Concord's 4th.
Coming across the finish line now.
It's going to be a battle for second place.
Boys Varsity, first call.
Can't give away points right now.
Boys Varsity, first call.
I mean, we saw it last week at Manchester. Every single point counts.
It all counts.
Every place counts.
The boys.
So it looks like
is 15-20.
Concord's probably going to take second place because it's Concord's 5th winner.
Phillips Exeter and Champlain Valley.
Co-Brown's coming hard though. That could be the difference right there. That could be the difference.
Number 1 Co-Brown, number 4 Pinkerton, number 5.
You're gonna run through the finish.
Number 6 Concord, number 7 Winnicott, and number
Wow,
9.
gonna be a close race.
Yeah, Concord did get that one spot in front of Co-Brown.
Co-Brown, Aiden Cox, Luke Kasich, Dawson Dubois, and
Phillips Exeter will be right in the hunt too.
Oh, yeah.
For 3rd place.
Yeah, they kind of snuck through the whole race with us.
They did.
They're making a statement here at the finish.
Winnicott, Hennitz, Colin Donnelly, Sanborns, Dylan and Jared Cahill.
It's funny on this course, a lot of things do change along the way.
From Pinkerton, Luke
You know, it's not over at the 2 mile.
No. Nope, I mean, at the 2 mile, it's mostly uphill.
Right.
Condales, Harrison, Kim, and Wyndham's.
And if you hammer that 2 miles too hard, sometimes you're not able to relax and fight and get the momentum going for the 3rd mile.
Yeah, you got to go into the race with the plan, know what team you're looking at, know what jersey you're going for, making sure you're making the moves at the appropriate times, but also just making sure you have them marked and know your job.
Exactly. No doubt, Champlain Valley won. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th are just separated by a few points.
Yep.
It's still pouring in. But it does string out after that. You know what it does too is that the single track, a lot of separation happens in there.
Oh yeah. When you get to the single track, you're spread out enough where it's not like you're bumping the whole way.
Right.
But you can definitely make some gains on people in there.
Especially if you're a kid that's got good footing, you know what I mean? You can run with your head up. You start looking down at the ground, it just spells disaster sometimes.
Yeah, in order to run that trail right, you have to be used to running trails,
right.
Period. Because it's, you can run roads all you want, that's not going to help you on the single track.
No, it doesn't.
Pretty steady line of girls today,
Oh my God, yeah, it's a lot of teams. How many teams do we say we had today?
I don't know.
Quite a few.
Quite
a lot
a few.
of good competitive teams.
Quite a few. See if we can't figure out how many we got for the boys' race.
So we apologize again. We thought that was Alice Larson from Champlain Valley. But evidently it was Alicia Verno, from what the announcer said.
Yeah, always pretty impressive though when you can get 2 of them right up in that area.
And they're a powerhouse team. They're one of the best teams in the Northeast. Last week they were a little under the weather. They were missing their 3rd and 5th. And this week they bounced right back. That's the great thing about cross country. You don't have it one week, you might have it the next week.
Yeah.
The bottom line is it takes 5.
Right, and ultimately, it's this time of year isn't what you're going for anyway.
Right.
You're trying to peak later on, and we'll see year after year that the teams that are successful in the championship season aren't necessarily the winners of these early meets.
Exactly.
It's not their goal.
A team like Champlain Valley goes all the way into December.
Yeah. No, they always look to do national.
Yep.
So.
Scott Bliss has done one hell of a job up there. Year in and year out, they've had some stud teams.
Yeah, it's always impressive when you can be consistent. It's always consistent. Because, anyone, if you get the right group of girls, can have a really good year.
Right.
But if you can do it year after year, that's really showing something about the program.
Exactly.
So, as the girls are starting to thin out just a little bit now, we have to go ahead and get ready for the boys' race. So once again, this has been the 2019 Black Bear Invitational here at Co-Brown. Meet Hub this year brought to you by Foss Running Camp. We'll see you for the boys.